Hey everybody, welcome back. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. We are here today with a new update for Palantir and their latest partnership with Beckett Collectibles. This is a really interesting one. I'm happy to dive into it, excited to dive into it. Two things before we start. Number one, my voice is not the best. I've had COVID for the past 5 days. It's getting better. Still annoying though, a lot of mucus, all that stuff in your throat. So please excuse me if the throat doesn't sound the most amazing today or if there's a little bit of coughing in between. Number two, if you would like the audio version of any of this content or of more Palantir content, you can check out my startup link in the description and you can sign up and get daily Palantir audio content every day. Our first investor update, because we launched a month ago, is coming out September 1st as well. And I'll put a link where you can see the investor update. Even if you're not invested, it's going to be public so you can see the growth of the platform, all that stuff. All right, Palantir. Newest update. I'm excited to get into this. I saw this early in the morning and I was really interested to see where they're taking this because this is one of those things that you don't expect because Beckett Collectibles and collectible companies, we've seen Palantir work with like oil and gas and all these big machinery companies, and then you got a collectible company. So let's analyze this. Palantir Technology is a leading creator of data platforms used by enterprise and growth stage companies. Today announced that Beckett Collectibles, the most trusted name in the collectibles industry, is deploying Palantir Foundry across the company's operations to help accelerate its digital transformation. Now let's look up Beckett Collectibles real quick. I did not know who they were before. I'm going to be honest. I know PSA trading, that's like a big thing in the collectible space. But apparently Beckett Collectibles, located in Plano, Texas, they're pretty big. And they help secure and digitize this, like right here, this Michael Jordan card. I don't know how much that's worth, but there are many people in the world that would pay many, many dollars, and it needs to be validated that the dollars they're paying are going to something legit. Kind of like this is the whole concept behind NFT, digital ownership and scarcity, but these are more physical objects. And there are companies that validate to make sure those things are secure. Beckett has already begun integrating legacy systems onto Foundry, allowing customers more rapidly and easily accessible decades of data about cards, comics, and other collectibles, as well as automating the process of grading and authenticating. Beckett aims to eventually have the most comprehensive data set in the collectible space in the hobby community across comics, cards, VHS, and other assets. It would be interesting to see if Beckett goes into the NFT world. NFT ownership and NFT sort of trading activity has started to decline pretty rapidly if you look at some of the numbers. But the physical cards and physical markets for collectibles, it seems like that's always going to exist. And so Beckett wants to sort of be a premier leader there and digitize what they've already been able to do. Foundry will serve as the back-end platform management for all collectibles on Beckett, from physical cards to NFTs. Okay, so there you go. There's your answer to NFTs. Already, Foundry's data integration capabilities have successfully completed the migration of Beckett's vast historical data to modern operating systems configured to display real-time information. Beckett will also use Palantir software to build internal and end-user apps for card digitization. So that's very interesting. Palantir is making a play basically as the operating system for a NFT oriented product. If you're going to take like the Michael Jordan rookie and turn it into an NFT, right? Which is card digitization, digital tracking value assessment. I mean, it doesn't have to fully become an NFT, but that is one element and layer to this. If you are bullish on the NFT market and you've got an OS like Palantir that's operating one of the companies that is the biggest in the physical world, turning into the digital world, or at least getting their things to become more digital, even if they're not literally NFTs, that's cool. That's very interesting for sort of the collectible space. Founded more than 30 years ago, Beckett Collectibles is a household name in the collectibles industry and possesses troves of information, allowing it to price, create, and authenticate assets. And that's where the real value proposition there is, right? Like the data that they have that is proprietary allows them to know that the Michael Jordan rookie is worth 5 million versus, 2 million or 7 million. Like it's able to actually give a real prediction. Industry-leading accuracy and integrity. Beckett selected Palantir to propel digital transformation and modernize the systems. Palantir Foundry is designed to transform the way organizations run by creating a central operating system for their data and integrating siloed data sources into a common operating picture. CEO of Beckett, Kunal Chopra, says, "Today's Beckett's customers expect speed, reliability, and trust, and that's what Palantir Foundry offers. We have an incredible wealth of data in our company, and what Palantir's help will bring decades of data to our customers' fingertips in a way that's fast and secure. A back-end rebuild that might have taken 4 to 6 months only took 6 weeks thanks to Palantir Foundry. This partnership is an important step in our effort to build a one-stop platform for collectors to manage their portfolio of alternative investments." Very interesting. So something that would take 4 to 6 months takes 6 weeks using Palantir's Foundry and their data integration system. I mean, time to value. That's kind of what we've been screaming about here. "We were excited about Beckett's digital transformation objectives and help the company unlock the value of long-held assets," Meredith McNaughton, head of Palantir's Foundry for Builders program, says. "The Foundry platform is uniquely positioned to catalyze real operational transformation. We're energized by Beckett's quick progress to support their growth in the collectible space." Very, very, very interesting stuff. Okay, so let's talk about it and give some of my thoughts and overall thesis points for this. Number one, I like that new modern companies or companies that are legacy companies like the collectibles physical space that are becoming digitally native companies are using Palantir Foundry. They could have picked Snowflake, or they could have picked Microsoft or Amazon, or they could have picked a lot of other tools, even if they didn't do exactly what Palantir did, but they picked Palantir for a reason. A, because they want exactly what Palantir does. B, because Palantir is a leading industry brand that's able to actually do the thing that you need to do, which is digitally transform your legacy systems from legacy operating systems into an entirely new operating system that is not siloed when it comes to data, but is actually centralized. That centralized versus siloed data application is incredibly important, especially for businesses when it comes to being able to transform the nature of their business with data, because you need to have everything in one place. So I think that's a bullish thing. Number two, I also like that these are physical things that are turning into digital almost assets. And it's almost like if you have a supply chain that you've done for decades on either a legacy system like Excel, or you're doing it through physical paper still, or physical templates, to be able to digitize all that and to run simulations on what predictions will be like for your supply chain and logistics in the future, that's incredibly valuable. I mean, that saves you a lot of time, money, efficiency, all that stuff. Palantir doing that with a collectibles company in the digital arts kind of space, I mean, that's interesting to me. That it's reinforcing my belief, at least, that every company in every sector, in every industry, in every vertical, and I've said this almost every time anyone's asked me what is my bull thesis for Palantir, I believe they could be used everywhere. That is my thesis. And I don't think their stock price or their market valuation reflects that yet, because they're not used everywhere, which is fair, but I believe they will grow to be used everywhere. And if not everywhere, then a lot of places, which means there's going to be a lot of growth. That is my bull case for Palantir. So for them to be able to be used in media companies, as we saw with the European Cricket Network, or with BP and big oil, or with, a digital collectibles company, or a company that's trying to become more digital with their collectibles infrastructure and their value proposition with proprietary data, that to me is bullish. That to me is exciting. That to me sends a signal to at least the market for why they picked Palantir. Does that mean it moves the stock price? That means it changes the company. Is this even a big contract? Probably not. But it shows the foundation of them being a platform that is chosen by multiple vendors time and time again to be able to do what they need to do, which is digitally change their operations. And now we just have to see if that scales over time. And if that does, then I think, we're hopefully going to see Palantir grow and grow and grow. So those are my thoughts. Very interesting stuff. I really like seeing this news update. There's a lot of different news updates. I really am sorry I haven't been able to get out a lot more videos. COVID, it's been kicking my butt the past couple days, but I will get better. So hopefully we'll be better soon. But make more videos soon. dailypalantir.com/subscribe. If you want my daily newsletter, comes out around 8 p.m. Eastern every single day. Thank you so much for listening and watching. I'll see you on the next one.